I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not sorry. I'm looking like who did it and why. You know why? I don't care. If y'all are new, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And also, while you're at it, turn on the notifications for the channel. Side note, I really just been slipping on my pimping when making these videos, and I apologize. I just have not been motivated for a number of reasons. I'm gonna try to get back into it. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. As you can tell from the title of the video, I'm going to be talking about something that's a little bit more serious. Intersectionality, specifically being black and identifying with the LGBTQ plus community. I thought this video was important to make just because it is something that I hold true to my heart and something that I identify with. Intersectionality is so important, and unfortunately I'm like the opposite of everything that was deemed viable in society. I'm not white. I'm biracial, actually, African American, Latina, spiritual, not religious. I identify with the LGBTQ community. So just everything that I was supposed to be, I wasn't. I'm not. So just to kind of give a little bit of background information, I came out to my parents when I was about 13. One was super accepting and the other was not as accepting. When I was younger, I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am today on what I specifically identify as. Growing up, I really only knew that there was only 5 things that you could identify with, which was lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer. But there's just so much more other things as I've progressed through my lifetime to see what I identify as. So growing up, bisexual was kind of just the thing that I stuck to, just because I knew that I liked guys, or liked males, liked females. But as I got through my college years, I took a gender society class and kind of started to see more to what I identified as. So I identify as bisexual, but I also am more on the gender fluid route. And for those who don't know what gender fluid is, I'm here to tell you what it's all about. So gender fluid pretty much means that your gender kind of fluctuates depending on how you're feeling deep inside. That could just be gender in itself, or it could be gender expression. I lean more towards the gender expression side of things, where I choose to express myself based on what I'm feeling, you know, either more masculine or more feminine. And for me, that switches up depending on the type of person I'm talking to, or if I'm trying to get at a specific gender. Usually when I am talking to a male or trying to pursue a male, I do tend to have more feminine characteristics, dress more feminine, act more feminine, all that good jazz. Where on the other side of the spectrum, when I communicate with females or pursue females, I tend to be more masculine, act more masculine, do more masculine, you know, gender norms of society, and all that good jazz. And it wasn't really something that I really knew about when I was younger. I just knew that that's how I would switch up when it came to talking to certain genders. But now as I'm older, I've embraced it a lot more. And yeah, I think one of the things that's been hard for me with my identity is just being able to be who I am. I think a lot of times people always question why I go a certain way or dress a certain way, especially when I do fluctuate between genders, or gender expression, sorry. Because some days I be out here looking like a bad, ooh-wee. And then the next day I'll be looking so fine. And I think, and it's mainly for the males. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It's usually male individuals that have to comment on it, like, ooh, you was bad the other day and now you look like a man. So it's very hard to constantly find yourself in a situation where you're having to explain yourself, like, this is what I identify with, this is what I am, accept it, don't accept it. And it's just hard because when you're looking for a significant other, it's hard to be like, hey, this is probably what you see me as now, but you might see me look something different, completely different, if I'm feeling that way. It's usually never the case when it comes to dating, but sometimes it might happen. Like, you know, I might be dating a female and I might looking cute, fine, and the next thing you know, I pop out as a bad bitch cowgirl. So how do these intersectionalities tie hand in hand? Growing up in a strong Black household, it was not accepted at first. As years progressed, my father became a little bit more open to it, but it still was one of those things that, like, I can't let my daughter be gay. As far as my mother, she was very accepting of it. She bought me my first pride flag, everything. She's wanted to meet my little boo things, all that. So my mom, shout out to her. But as far as society, I think often we tend to forget that you can be oppressed in oppressed identity. Growing up as biracial and LGBTQ identifying individual, it was hard just because even though my first visual identity was being African American, within my own community I felt shunned because I identified as something other than heterosexual. But however, what made it fantastic was finding others who have similar intersectionalities, whether that was Latino and LGBTQ, or Black and LGBTQ, or biracial and LGBTQ. As far as being Black and identifying with what I identify as, it's trying to fight for something while you're trying to fight for something inside of fighting for something. Especially with a lot that's been going on, I've really been the one to advocate for all Black Lives Matter, whether that be Black in mental health, Black in gender expression, sexuality, Black in religion, all that, just because though we live in a society where we want Black Lives Matter, within the community, we don't highlight the Black lives that aren't a part of ideologies. And for people that don't know what ideologies are, it's pretty much what society has deemed acceptable. But yeah, that's pretty much as a basic, very basic intro to those intersectionalities that I hold. I do want to make another video going like deep into it, and I potentially want to get other people who identify as Black and LGBTQ in the video, just so you can get some other perspectives other than mine. So hopefully when I get the time and my people get the time, we can go right into it. But if there's anything that you want to learn about myself, or just those intersectionalities or those identities that I've talked about today, go ahead and leave a comment below. Ask anything, you know. I'm an open book. I've never shied away from being open about anything, so let me know and I'll try to get back to those in another video. Again, it's been your girl A-Mia to the fullest, and hopefully I could get back on track with these videos. Catch y'all next week with another video. Peace.